This video is just to go over what's required of the first Advanced English assessment task for Year 12. Just so that you are aware, the notification date was the 25th of November. The due date is the 6th of February, so that's next term. The weighting is 20%, and it's for the common module text and human experiences. Let's just go over quickly what's required. So we know first up that it's a presentation. You need to choose a relevant human experience from your prescribed text, which we know is the crucible. So you have to pick a human experience that resonates with you and then answer the following question. The following question is, to what extent does the crucible and your supplementary text explore and reveal the motivations behind your chosen human experience? So you know, Year 11 then, that you need to not only find your human experience, but you need to look at the motivations. So that question is asking you to what extent, which is a value judgment. So you need to justify your decisions. When you choose a human experience, say you were to choose lust and betrayal and then forgiveness, you would need to look at the motivations behind that. So what motivates John Proctor to be inconsistent with his moral values and have an affair with Abigail, and then what motivates him in the end to seek reconciliation with his wife and to seek that forgiveness and to forgive himself. The task is for you to deliver a 3 to 5 minute multimodal presentation. So it just means that you need to figure out some platform, a Google presentation or a PowerPoint presentation or a video, whatever it is that you can use as a presentation method. And in that 3 to 5 minutes, you need to define and explain what your human experience is, first up. Then you need to link it to the text. So you'd need to talk about it generally first and what the human experience is, and have some kind of a thesis around it. And then you would need to link it explicitly to the crucible and your supplementary text. You need to analyze. So that's the how and why, and the really explaining the techniques, the connection between human experience and the motivations. And so linking those two ideas together. So again, as I said, going back to what motivates the characters in these experiences. You need to justify your choice of experience, why you chose your human experience and motivation, with well-selected evidence. So that's quotes. That demonstrates your understanding of the whole text. Okay, so well-selected evidence means that you need to have quotes, a number of quotes from the beginning, middle, and end of the play that demonstrate your understanding of the whole text, and that's why I say beginning, middle, and end of the text. And then you need to compare, so that's similarities and differences, your supplementary text with the crucible. So this should be secondary. It's not the focus of your presentation. The focus of your presentation is looking at the crucible and a shared human experience in the crucible. Okay, so you do need to compare your supplementary text with the crucible. There is a list of supplementary texts that I have sent you in an email, and they are suggested. They're really quality related texts. So if you're worried about whether or not your text is quality that you've chosen yourself, it's not on that list. You can text it email it to me, and I'll check it for you and tell you if I think it's a good quality text or not. We do think though, great quality text is a short story, a poem, or a visual image. I really think for an advanced class, a short story or a poem of high quality literature is the best thing for you to use as your related text. Okay, let's just go quickly to the marking criteria. All right, there's 3 dot points in this marking criteria. It's out of 20 marks. To get in the band 6 range, you need to demonstrate a highly developed understanding of human experiences in the prescribed text and supplementary text. So it does say plural experiences. I would think looking at one or two and how they overlap, which is what we've been talking about in class. So how the experiences of guilt overlaps with the idea of forgiveness. How we start the play with John Proctor being really guilty, and then we end the play with him coming to forgive his wife, to forgive him, but also for him to forgive himself. So showing that depth of understanding of how the human experiences overlap, that is a highly developed understanding. Now, if you do more than 2 human experiences, you will only do them superficially, and so you will not be able to demonstrate a highly developed you might be down here showing me a basic understanding of human experiences. So make sure that you pick 2 and do them in detail. Right, the next dot point is analyzes and compares how the text represent human experiences and motivations, demonstrating comprehensive textual knowledge. Comprehensive means there needs to be more than 1 or 2 quotes. There needs to be, for each human experience, at least 3 quotes that you are looking at and unpacking in your presentation. Okay, we want to see that you understand the form of the text. So we want to know that you're talking about those mini essays. We want to see that you are talking about stage directions and how Millar uses all of that to suggest and infer. Those are the sorts of things. Still talk about some of the metaphors and the similes in the text, but you need to make sure that in at least one of your examples you are unpacking stage directions or those mini essays. And then the last dot point relates to your presentation. So you need to be able to present this effectively. It needs to be highly effective. It needs to be organized. That means, we really need to see the ideas flow throughout the whole presentation. We really need to be able to see that you've thought well about your engaging methods, of how you're engaging and interacting with people in the presentation, and that everything flows, that there's not too much information on the slide, that it's just really easy to understand, easy to follow. Also, practice your presentation in front of your parents, in front of the mirror, so that you know it really well, so that it is highly effective when it comes to you presenting it. That is, there's 3 dot points there, so that's a third of your mark, how well you organize your thoughts and ideas. So make sure that you don't just leave that to the last minute. Okay. If you have any questions about the text, don't hesitate to email me through the Christmas holidays. I'll be checking my emails periodically throughout the holidays, and I'm happy to just, if you've got any troubleshooting questions, for you to let me know, and I can email you back and help you out with that. There'll be and you'll be getting a new teacher next year, my advanced class. But I'm sure that any questions that you have, you can also go and ask them at the start of next term. So just make sure that you get your questions answered and they don't stay questions. Okay, thanks, Year 11. Year 12 now.